Hi Stampers! Today we're going to make this double flap card, and this is how it looks in the front, and then you open it and it's got a little walrus, and then inside it's got the little penguin. So cute! So let's get started. I'm going to tell you all the measurements on the card that you're going to need. Okay, let's start from the bottom up. Get all my pieces here. Okay, Bermuda Bay, that is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then the Whisper White is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Then the Creamy Caramel, this is going to be the first flap. This is cut at 4 by 3 1/4. And then you're going to score on the 4-inch side at a 1/2 inch. And this is going to be tucked underneath the Whisper White. So then the finished size for the Creamy Caramel is 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then your Bermuda Bay is cut at 3 1/2 by 3. And then you're going to score on the 3 1/2 inch side at a 1/2 inch on the side. And then your finished size will be 3 by 3. And then your Whisper White is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And that's going to layer right on that. Okay, then I went ahead and stamped the penguin and the walrus. And this was stamped with the Bermuda Bay and then the Creamy Caramel. And I'm going to punch those out with the 1 3/8 circle punch. And then you're also going to use the Scallop circle punch. And I cut those out in the same colors, the Bermuda Bay and the Creamy Caramel. And then the designer paper I'm using is Thoroughly Morden, and that's cut at 4 by 1/2 inch. And then the greeting, there's lots of pieces. Then the greeting is cut out with the Bermuda Bay with the Modern Label punch. And then the greeting, here's some love to keep you warm. That's stamped with the Bermuda Bay and then punched out with the word window punch. And then lastly, you're going to need some polka dotted ribbon. This is the 1/2 inch, and this then the Bermuda Bay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and layer the designer paper first because this is going to be my centering for my layers here, so I can kind of center that part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Okay, so it looks like that. Then I'm going to take the Creamy Caramel and I scored at the 1/2 inch side, and I'm just going to fold that over, and this is going to tuck underneath the Whisper White. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the inside of that flap, and then I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back side of my Whisper White. Okay, so then I'm going to layer the Creamy Caramel first, right in between the designer paper. So it looks like that. And adhere that down. Okay? Then take the Bermuda Bay and do the same thing. Put some adhesive on the back side of that 1/2 inch flap. And then I'm going to layer this right over top of the Creamy Caramel. Kind of centering it. About there. Okay, so it looks like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some more adhesive on those little side panels there. Attach this to the base of my card. Make sure I get this lined up here good. Okay, so it looks like that. Cute. Alright, now we're going to do some stamping. We're going to take the Cold and Cuddy stamp set. This is what it looks like. I'm going to use this little polar bear. Very cute. And then I'm going to get the North Pole stamp out too. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay. I'm going to stamp this polar bear on this Whisper White here. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take the Modern Label punch and the word window punch layers that I did, and I'm just going to put this over to the top of the bear. So it looks like this. Cute. And I'm just going to layer this onto the Bermuda Bay layer on the front. Okay. Then I'm going to take the polka dotted ribbon and I'm going to tie this over to the left hand side. Now I want the polka dots to show out, so what I'm going to do after you get your first little tie there, pull it, line it up. Okay, so then I'm going to turn the ribbon just slightly. See how this is different color here? Let me show you. See if I can hold this here. See how this one's different color? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly turn it while I'm pulling it tight. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. See, now I'm just going to pull that and turn it at the same time. So then the polka dots are going to show through both sides. Trim that off. Okay, so then there's your card like that. Okay, so then inside of my card I'm going to put these scallop circle punch. And then the 1 3/8 circle punch fits perfectly over this little penguin and the walrus. And I'm just going to layer the opposite colors to each other. So the penguin is with the Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to put that one on the creamy caramel. And then the walrus is creamy caramel, and I'm going to put that on the Bermuda Bay. Okay, so then I'm going to line up. I'm going to close my card, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball this because I don't want this walrus to see until you open it up. So I'm just going to kind of hold my finger here. It gives me a guide on how much space I can use. So then when I close the card, it covers it up. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing for the inside. So I guess right about there. And then I'm going to take this little North Pole sign here, and I'm going to stamp that in Bermuda Bay. Right over to the left. It's very cute. Okay, isn't that cute? And there's the card. That's the double flap card. That if you just take your bone folder and you really score that really, really hard, it keeps the flaps pretty much closed. You just got to go over it a few times. Okay, so there's that one, and here's the first one I showed you. Very cute card. Okay, so now we're going to just add some dazzling diamonds to the bear, the little polar bear, and I'm just going to dot his little, there's little tiny snowflakes on his body. He's really cute. So I'm just touching the glue pen to that. Now that makes it really great. All right, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.